Welcome back to Character Select. Dave and Matt. Ace Combat Zero.
Bloom.
On phone. Okay.
Fang fang.
Okay. Fine. You say Bloom?
I think he did. Jupiter, Mars, and Mercury.
Interesting.
Okay. So it's the usual thing, air or sea or ground.
Air, sea, or combined.
Yeah. Well, if you bring in the Wyvern out, do you want to do Jupiter?
Yeah, I do, actually. Air-to-air intercept following the Mars and Mercury operations. Maintain air superiority.
Let's see...
14s and
F-14s.
Typhoons. EA-6B.
EA-6B.
Not terrible.
The EA-6B is the Intruder variant, isn't it?
EA-6B is the carrier-launched electronic warfare plane, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
And it's based off of the A6 Intruder.
Yeah. Alright, before we do that, let's go take a look. Hey, look, we got a medal for Broken Sword.
Yep.
So if you just destroy the cannon and don't destroy the RTLSs, then you don't get this medal. Like, we missed a medal, actually. This one.
Protected air units.
Remember that mission where we got a call from air units and then we didn't get there in time?
Yes. Yeah.
That was that.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that now.
Alright, let's see what's new here. There's Silver. Joining the Belkin Air Force in the 70s, he made a name for himself as the Silver Eagle. He retired from service in the 90s, but the outbreak of the Belkin War once again returned to service. He was shot down and again retired from service. He is now quietly living out his days in the remote countryside. Shot down in B7 he miraculously survived, but because he was forced to land within Ustio territory, he was captured and made a prisoner of war. He sat out the rest of the war in the Dessel Island Detention Center. After the war, he was freed and returned to Belka, where he now lives a life of an ordinary citizen. Killed in action.
KIA.
His aircraft slammed into the surrounding mountains, exploding in flames, and received extensive damage. It was only after much effort that the aircraft's serial number could be retrieved and the pilot identified. The pilot's remains were sent to surviving family in his home country.
Oof. MIA.
He's listed as MIA during the operation of B7R. He reported attack conditions in his last transmission, but further detailed analysis was not possible due to heavy noise. No searches were conducted.
See, this is the problem with B7R, as we said, there is so much interference from everything in the area.
Yeah.
Even just finding the aircraft wreckage is a nightmare.
Killed in action. He was a natural pilot who graduated the military academy with top honors and sortied over 100 times during the Belkan War. In accordance with his last will and testament, his inheritance was left to the War Orphans Fund.
Aww.
Grau Orca. Transferred from the Navy to the 3rd Air Division, 19th Tactical Fighter Squadron in 92.
I wonder if that's supposed to be 13th.
After being shot down by the Gom flight, he became a political activist for the Rald Party, but in 1996 he disappeared when Waldemar Rald was brought down. A member of the Belkan Navy, he flew in the 2nd position of the Grau Orca Squadron. While serving in the Navy, he maintained naval air superiority alongside Commander Herzog. He died in the B-7R battle when his plane was shot down by Gom flight. That's Herzog right there.
Yep.
There's Vulcanvond.
Vulcanvond. Yeah, in his Growler.
Incommunicado after being shot down in the Hoffnung battle. Although reports indicated he was picked up by a Belkan freighter, the commander disavows this information. Postscript, his fiancée was filed missing in January of 96.
So, somebody who thought, I'm particularly dead, and then
Yeah, I'm just gonna go.
Picked up his fiancée and then they vanished.
Operation Stone Age missing in action. He reported a malfunction during Operation Judgment and broke from his formation prior to losing communication. Afterwards, he suddenly appeared around the Yearing Mines, where he shot down 2 Allied planes. It was confirmed that his craft was shot down in Operation Stone Age and has been MIA since.
Operation Judgment, isn't that one of the... That's one of the missions we've played, isn't it?
Operation Judgment was the Belkin version of the nukes. I believe. After the fall of Belka, he fled to Osea, where he shot a police officer during questioning and absconded. Laycroft's prints and DNA were found on the soda can at the scene, currently a fugitive.
Nope, nothing else yet.
So, it's very interesting, the stories of all the people.
Yep, it is.
Wait.
Let's see which one survived and...
70... Nope, 80... 94. 94 kills.
Oh my days. It's when you take off and... Oh, that's an interesting camouflage. It's not camouflage. Well, what is it? Kill scores.
But there's so many of them. Yep.
It covers the entire aircraft.
Yep.
I know.
Actually, this is my second aircraft. The first one is too covered for me to fly it anymore.
There was so much paint on it that the control surfaces wouldn't work anymore.
We're broadcasting live from the signing ceremony here in Lumen.
Pop.
Senior officials from each nation have come here in hopes of a peaceful solution.
Oh my god, that's a lot of ECM.
So the Lumen ceremony is...
and tension with neighboring countries will come to an end.
Yeah, they're negotiating the ceasefire and peace.
The ceasefires, yes.
The agreement will be covered in detail at a later broadcast.
And these guys are just hardliners that are trying to mount a resistance to that.
Yes. Funnily enough, you see similar events again in Skies Unknown.
Yes.
After the Kessler event, when, funnily enough, it's one of the E-767.
And the atmosphere is stirred.
But yeah, funnily, it's one of the first missions where you don't have a very functional IFF.
Yeah.
When you're trying to work out who's good guys, who's bad guys, who's turning on who. You know, it's almost like a running theme with
oh, damn it.
People. With people of Belkan descent.
Yeah.
Well, no, screw you, we'll do things our own way.
Pop. It's also worth noting that at the end of World War II, Germany tried to negotiate a surrender, and they were told, no, you cannot negotiate a surrender. Your only option is unconditional surrender. There's no treaty that we're going to write. There's no...
The ceasefire was agreed upon due in large part.
There's no capitulation or anything that you can keep. You are going to disarm immediately and completely, or else.
Which
they did.
Yeah, but it's also one of those very risky threats to give, because it's also the situation in which a lot of people basically say, right, just fight to the last man.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things you could debate until the end of eternity.
Yeah. Well, who was right and who was wrong.
Yeah.
I want to say they gave the same thing to... Or I think what happened with Japan in World War II is Japan tried to conditionally surrender. They were like, hey, we want to surrender. And then the U.S. said, okay, no. Bombed them twice with nukes.
One of the...
got him. Nice.
One of the things I saw on a documentary about it was in the same day that the reports about the nukes came in, they also got the reports that the Russian army had started its advances through, like, Manchuria and places like that.
Yeah.
And so basically Japan, well, Russia had already fought Japan previously and had a very good idea of how to fight Japanese soldiers.
Yeah.
Because there's, it mentioned points where the Russian army pushed past Japanese bunkers, but the engineers had been briefed about Japanese soldiers essentially hiding in the bunkers and staying in there, and all of the Japanese tricks. So they either bulldozed the bunkers, buried them, or satchel charged them.
Jesus.
And the Japanese essentially sat back and thought, well, we can't fight that way with people who are going to be that ruthless, which the Russians were.
Crazy. I've never heard that story, but I believe it.
No, I mean, when it comes to the point that the Japanese army, to try and slow down the Russian tanks, were strapping bombs to the fronts of trucks and ramming Russian tanks, and the Russian tanks were so numerous that they just carried on regardless. The Japanese army was kind of out of ideas and munitions and explosives at that point.
These Griffins really need to stop fucking taking off, by the way.
Taking off, yeah. You would have thought that the ground crews would realise, oh, wait, they've got air superiority and we're sending them one at a time out of a tunnel. Is this a good idea? All of them.
You're the ones that keep fucking fighting. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, where's that missile going?
What is he doing? Oh, is that going to hit him? No, it's not. That was a very interesting manoeuvre, MiG-31.
Pop, and boom. Done.
Yeah.
The Belkin remnant forces have been completely eliminated.
Are you sure about that?
Nevertheless, the Great War that enveloped the eastern countries and cost the lives of so many has finally come to an end.
Hooray!
This is no remnant resistance. This war's not over yet.
Shh, PJ. Don't spoil things.
There's just too many of them for that to be a remnant. Yeah, I guess we're getting disbanded.
Yeah.
Can I keep my plane? It's really nice.
Ooh. New aircraft, EA-18G.
Alright, next time on Character Select, my favorite briefing in the series. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to click that like button down below if you liked it. And Matt?
Dave.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yep.